And I'm back again. Whole new position. um, yeah. Well, I don't even know where to really fucking start. So much shit has happened. I uploaded that one video that I took months and months and months ago when I think got back from Georgia, and I posted it later than I expected because I actually forgot that I even recorded the video. And a lot of things that I talked about in that video have changed with time and progression and just the process in general. Um, Basically, I was living here with my friend. I'm not gonna put too much business out there. I don't remember all the names I used in my last video. I'm gonna try to keep things very discreet because I don't want to be putting other people's names and shit out there on the internet because that's not fair for them unless they tell me otherwise. But as of right now, I don't know if she is comfortable with me doing that, so I'm just going to leave it at a friend. I lived with her when I recorded the last video, and then I moved out and I moved in with another one of my friends, a friend that I met through her. So I had a friend, and I met her friend through her and all of the people that she lived with, and she did not like me living here, and she wanted to, I guess, save me or rescue me. I don't know. Protect me. I don't know. Um, I did a lot of good. I quit doing a bunch of stupid shit, quit doing a bunch of drugs, quit drinking as much until the end of it. Towards the end, I started drinking a lot more, but that was also because of all the shit that was going on. Everything was fine at first. I got a job. I was making decent money. I was happy for a little bit. First month, I worked at this job for about almost 3 months. Almost. I think 3 months exactly. I worked at this job. First month, amazing. Best month of my life, dude. Like, I was so happy, so ready to like get things started because I was actually on the right track for once in my life. I felt like, um, little did I know that I was still just doing things so I could be stable in the area that I was in. It wasn't for my own personal benefit, it was for the benefit of others. So I didn't realize that at first. And so the first month I was thinking, oh, yay, I'm getting all this stuff. I'm getting all these savings. I'm going to get to fix my car. I'm going to be able to get a car or something, fix my license, get all this shit settled, and everything's fine. And then the second month hit, and we started talking about leasing and stuff because the apartment we were at, our lease was up in April. So we were considering getting a bigger place so everyone could have their own space because everyone was getting at each other's throats, and it wasn't a bad idea at first. Until I was approached by myself by two of the people I lived with. They came to me and they were like, listen, we know that you're trying to save for your car. You got your $600 stimulus. Yeah, I get that. But we're going to need X amount from you, and it's probably going to be a lot of your savings that you have for your car right now to go towards the new place. And I was devastated. Yeah, of course. But at the same time, I was like, I mean, I can wait. Like, it's not like it's going to be the end of the world. I'll have my own space. So I was like, okay, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I was upset. Yeah, it affected me a little bit mentally, and I felt like I wasn't actually getting to do anything that I wanted to do for myself. But at the same time, I was working towards trying to get my own space so I could actually do that. Um, After a while, I had spent $200 of the $600 that I got, and I had $400 left in my savings, and that was what I was going to use towards the leasing, and I was going to be building on that, of course. I had a month at the time to save, so I was going to use a lot of my next checks to, because I got paid weekly, I was going to use a lot of my next checks to go towards that, to bump it up to back up to the, 700-800 range that I had it at originally. Well, I I ended up I don't even know where to really start with this part. I went and hung out with some friends that I didn't really get to see very often. We went and shot some pool, got some drinks, some mild drinks like beers and shit. It wasn't anything crazy or anything. I hung out with a friend I hadn't seen in a while. I came home and everyone was sitting in the living room wanting to talk to me about just stuff in general. Because at that point in time, I was declining a little bit and I was drinking heavily, like a lot, like every single day. Like was me going and getting some wine, a beer, making a mixed drink, something. Like it was something. Some kind of alcohol was entering my system. And I had started using CBD and Delta 8 a lot because there was a hemp shop up in Gatlinburg where I worked that we would stop at sometimes. And I would go and splurge and buy carts and little edible things and stuff like that. So I'm doing that, and I had to completely quit smoking weed at this point in time. Like, I wasn't really smoking at all. No THC, really, but minus the Delta 8, was entering my system. So that, on top of heavily drinking, I was combining those to get that crossfaded effect, because I used to do that a lot, especially whenever I was depressed. I would, like, go for the crossfaded, like, mixing things, because it made me feel better, like, in the temporary moment. Like, long-term side effects, not fun. But temporary time, yeah, great. Party all day. Not safe, and I do not recommend anyone do that, because it is not, no, it's not worth it, it's not fun, it's, no. No. So, they were all talking to me about my drinking habits and the fact that they were worried about me, and they thought that, like, because I wasn't eating a lot, and they're like, you're an adult, like, you can literally make yourself food, like, we don't need to make your food for you. And I was like, well, yeah, I know that, I just don't have the motivation to get up and actually make food. I don't have the motivation, like, I have the motivation to get up and go grab a drink, but I don't have the motivation to stand there and make something to eat, or to even go shower or do anything that I need to do to take care of myself. And they started realizing that my depression had a really bad hold on me, and there was nothing that they could really do. Then the question arises of them asking me if I needed to go back to Helen Ross McNabb Center. And I was like, I considered it. I really considered it. And then I was like, no, because if I go back, they're going to put me back on medication, because I was on medication beforehand when I went there because of my insomnia. And my depression and anxiety, they also had me on medication for that. And I didn't want to be put on medication while I was at a facility again. And then they explained to me, well, you don't have to do that. And I was like, well, explain, like, I'm not understanding. And they were like, well, you can literally just go talk to someone for like 2 hours, 3 hours, however long you need to talk to them, and they will get everything set up for you to where you can either go get therapy without medication, you can go be put on medication if you need it, without having to go away for days and on end and be away from people that you feel like could help you. Now, granted, it was all a lovely idea. I felt like, oh, well, they actually care about me, they want me to get help. Come to realize that actually I did not feel like was the case, it seemed. It seemed like that at first, and then I went and hung out with my friends that I am currently staying at. I went and hung out with her and some other friends, because one of our friends were in town. I hung out with her for a solid week, because I'm pretty sure... No, it wasn't a solid week. I hung out with her for that first weekend up until I went back to work, got off work, had my friend that came to visit come pick me back up, and we went and hung out again. And then I went back to work both times, and then hung out with him again the last weekend he was in town. And then following that, I had requested my birthday off. My birthday was the following week, so I stayed at my friend's house throughout that entire week up until the next day that I was supposed to go to work. Because I was, I was hanging out with a friend out of town, and I was preparing myself for the birthday party that I was trying to throw. I was helping her get her clean up, get stuff in order, get the stuff that I needed for the party and stuff like that. I I come back to the apartment. Everything's fine, it seems. I walk in. Nobody really says anything to me. I go outside and do my typical routine. I go smoke a cigarette, come back in, start kind of unpacking my stuff. But for some reason, I have this very strange vibe, and I just don't get too comfortable. Granted, the next day I was going to have to go to work, so I asked one of my roommates, I was like, so what time are we getting up in the morning? And he told me, and I went to bed at a decent time, woke up, and went to work. Everything was okay, that day, it seemed. Nobody really talked to me, though, and it really fucking fucked with me. Like, it really messed with my head. Part of my brain was just like, why don't you say something first? Like, you can't just expect them to, know to talk to you. So I ended up talking to a couple of my roommates, and, it was alright. But two of them just really didn't seem like they wanted to talk to me, and it kind of seemed like we were all in the car together, and it just seemed like everyone was talking around me. Like, they weren't talking to me, they were talking around me. Like, they didn't acknowledge that I was there. If I responded, like, I didn't get a response back, like, that kind of thing. And it really fucked with me, and to the point where I actually got really upset in my head, and I actually cried that entire night. I told one of my friends, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like I'm not wanted here. I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I fucked up somehow, but nobody will tell me anything. And he told me, he was like, well, just calm down. Everything's going to be all right. Just push through and eventually just save up and get your own place, and you don't have to worry about that. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. I thought about it. I really did. I planned on doing that. Till the next morning. I have this issue with sleep paralysis, apparently, and I did not notice it until recently. Where sometimes if I will be awake, but I can't move, and I can't speak, and I can't do anything, and I can't respond to let somebody know, hey, I'm awake. Like, so it really sucks. And, I had a really bad episode from the fact that I had cried all night that night, and I was just really upset and depressed and sad. All of that affected me the next morning and caused that to happen to me, because it usually happens whenever I have really bad, like, experiences like that. So, when that happened, I actually come to being yelled at and feeling like this side of my body is burning. It literally felt like somebody hit me, but I come to realize, like, the only time that someone ever hit me was with a pillow, and that was because I had told them that they could hit me with a pillow to wake me up, like, if I couldn't snap out of that shit. But, like, this side of my body was burning. It was a side that was not laying down, like, I was laying on this side of my body. So it was this side. So probably, maybe just the smack that I got from the pillow caused this side of my body to burn. I don't know what happened with all of that. It stopped, like, once I was fully awake and aware of everything around me. Like, it eventually, like, calmed down and stopped. But, like, it scared the shit out of me. Like, it literally scared the shit out of me. On top of the fact that I was being yelled at as this was happening to me. So I was very, 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 very irritable. So I snap at the person who was yelling at me, and I was like, really? Like, what the fuck? Like, why? And then here comes in the other person. She starts yelling at me. Everyone's yelling at me. And then they're like, are you going to work? I was like, just leave me alone for a minute. Like, let me collect my thoughts. Let me like fully wake up and realize what just fucking happened. And next thing I know, they're all going out the door. And I'm just kind of like, well, fuck. At this point, I didn't want to be there anymore. I felt like if I was there that night, that a bunch of bad shit was gonna happen, and I didn't want to do it. I just was like, nope, not worth it. None of this.
Judy, what? Here. What?
None of this is worth it. So,
Where's he at? Your room?
when that
All
happened,
the sun screaming children.
so when that happened, I just was kind of, I literally gave up at that point. Like, I just was like, this is not the life that I am meant to live. This is not the life for me. This is not what's going to get me to be happy. This is not going to help this. This is not going to help me work. This is not going to help me do anything that I need to do to get to where I need to be. And on top of that, my savings were gone. I had spoke previously about my savings, and I never fully said this because I got sidetracked with other shit. But the $400 that I said I had saved, I was at work one day, my envelope literally fell out of my fucking binder because I kept it in my backpack on me at all times because I was the only person in the store. And whenever I left, like, my backpack was always with me, so no one could ever get to it. And as soon as I left the stores were always locked. And the only other place that I had my backpack was at the apartment. So, I had.
You okay?
Yeah.
I got mine open too. Feels good, don't it?
Yeah. But I basically had, I had $400 in my savings. And I had $200 in my savings when I checked my envelope when it fell out at work. That depressed me so bad that I actually ended up blowing the remaining $200. I ended up blowing the remaining $200 because I was upset because I felt like my savings was not anyone's concern. Like, it felt like I felt like a part of my privacy was kind of tampered with, in a sense, because I worked for that money. Like, that was money that, like, I had actually saved from working because I needed to fix things out because I had the $600 from the stimulus, but then I had taken some out, and then I was taking money out and replacing with money from work. And so my roommates were like, so are you sure you didn't spend it? And they were like, you didn't, so the other night when you went out with your friend and you hung out with her and you went to play pool, it was with you, right? And I was like, yeah, because I keep all of my stuff with me 24/7, like that. Especially when I'm not there to watch it. They were like, okay. Is there any possible way that you could have spent it? On what? They were like, well, you went out that one night. I looked at them and I said, I had $480 sitting in this envelope. I took out $60, which means I should still have $420 in this envelope. They did not believe me. They fully felt like I had forgotten that I had spent money. I don't forget spending money. I don't care how fucked up I am. I could spend the last remaining amount of money in my wallet and I could be completely gone. Like, no, there's no way that I could remember how much money I spent. I wake up every single day and I count the money in my wallet every single day. Any cash that I have, I count it. If I have it sitting in an envelope, I count it every single day. That way, if I spent money the previous day or that night, I would know. The only reason I did not touch that envelope is because I counted it as soon as I came home from hanging out with my friend. And there was $420 in it, and I took the $20 out. Because I was going to put that in underneath my ID. Because that was going to be my emergency money in case I ever needed $20 for anything. I hid that. So the $400 was still in my envelope. I did not touch that. I put it back in my backpack. And then couple of days, 3 days or whatever, whenever it falls out at work, I thought it was weird because that never happened. Normally, whenever I pull my binder out, my envelope is still on the bottom of my backpack, like flat, like on the bottom of my backpack, not moving, attached to anything. It was inside my binder. Meaning it had been moved, for one. For two, there was money missing out of it. So, that really upset me. But back to the reason. One of my roommates came in. He was the last one. He had work too. And he was like, are you going to work? And I told him no, because I had already talked to my boss and I told him that they were probably going to kick me out. And all this stuff was going on. And he was like, okay, well, I'm sorry, but you have to get your stuff together. And I'm going to take you to your friends. And I was like, okay. So, got all my stuff together. And moved in with my friend. And I went on a fucking binger, man. Like, I was fucking depressed. I was sad. I left immediately the day that I got here to go help one of my other friends move into his place because he was moving at the time, and I'm so proud of him for that. Oh my god, I was so proud of him. But I was helping him move in. Like, a whole group of our friends were helping him move, and it was really nice. But basically, I don't know, like, started going over to his place and chilling, and I just started doing so much extra shit, so much. I got the stimulus check for the $1,000 one. Not the first one, because I never got that one, but I got the third one. And I blew $300 on some shit, like on a lot of different shit, actually. Including getting a bottle, pretty sure. I can't remember if I did that or not. Sorry for burping. But I got all this shit, thinking it was going to make me happy, thinking it was going to make me feel better, and not think about everything that was going on. Made things 10 times worse. Every day I would wake up and I would cry because I'm not where I want to be. And I don't really know the first steps of really getting where I want to be. I know some of what I need to do, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't want to go through my entire life not being happy. I just turned 23, and the fact that I've turned 23 has made me realize, okay, I'm getting to that quarter point of my life where I'm at that quarter point, assuming that I live for 100 years. But, you know, I'm a little nervous and I'm a little scared because I'm almost to the point where I'm at actual, like, I'm no longer a young adult. I'm going to be an actual full-fledged adult. I'm going to be making decisions and making big girl choices. I'm already doing that, but I'm going to be making even bigger decisions and even bigger choices. And it's a scary fucking thought. But I just feel like I've been set back a lot. I'm actually still friends with my ex. He is the only ex I have ever actually been able to stay friends with. I know the last video I talked about our situation a little bit. We both decided to mutually, like, just kind of forget the past. Things happen. We can't change it now. There's no point in changing it. They're trying to. At least we're still in each other's lives, and we both care about each other and want the well-being for each other, and we still love each other, but not, maybe still in some similar ways, but not in the same ways of, like, we're gonna just fuck everything up. Ways. More of like, we actually do care and we want the best for each other. And I cannot say that about any of my other exes. Like, I've never had that with any of my other exes before, like, ever. So it's kind of new for me and weird, because I'm just kind of like, so how is this gonna backfire on me? I don't think it's going to, but I really hope it doesn't. But
Bring it. On my arm.
but basically, I'm at a completely different point in my life now than I've ever been, and I don't really know where the fuck I'm going yet with my life.
Your facial hair.
But I know
Jesus.
I know that I'm surrounded by a lot of positive vibes and a lot of positive people. I've quit doing all the stupid shit I've been doing. I haven't taken a sip of alcohol in 3 days now. I know it sounds really bad, but like I'm actually really proud of myself. I've gone 3 days without drinking. Go me. Smoking. Really? Eventually, yeah, I'll get there, but right now I'm just kind of trying to deal with all the side effects of all the other stuff that I'm not doing anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting beat like that.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I saw that whenever I got home and I was trying to fucking flush it whenever I went piss and there was nothing there for me to touch.
Person. Human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is what I get for trying to record a video while everyone's active. I should have waited until tonight, but it's okay. It is fine.
I'm never having to do that.
Human being.
It's worth a try. It really is. Okay.
Human being. Okay, bye, human being. Ignores me. That is another thing. That I have actually gotten used to and gotten accustomed to, or trying to at the moment, is that you just have to understand that not everyone can talk to you, and sometimes that results in you being alone and not having anyone to talk to. And sometimes in those moments, you need to have those moments so you can reflect on your life, on yourself, figure out what you want to do for you, and not worry about what's going on with anyone else. I used to hate having moments like those. I used to find pain and solace and isolation in those moments, but now I find peace and happiness and love in those moments, because if you don't, you'll never truly appreciate yourself. I still don't fully appreciate anything about myself whatsoever, but I'm just saying. I am going to get there one day, because I should appreciate myself. I have 2 working legs. I have 2 working arms. I don't have perfect vision, but I have 2 working eyeballs. I can smell sometimes. My taste buds work. I can hear occasionally. I'm deaf a little bit. But I get to enjoy music, sounds, voices, all kinds of things. Touch, feelings of things. Like, I get to go and take myself. Like, if someone cannot take me somewhere, I will literally just get up and take myself. I've literally gone to the point where I do not care how far something is. If someone is not going to take me to it, I will get there my fucking self. Because I have 2 legs, I can do it. It's gonna take me hours, but I'll get there. I'll probably have to get there and then turn around and come back, but I'll get there. But I just wanted to record a update, in a sense, of what's going on, what my life is doing, what it's looking like right now. Because I hope one day I can record a video and post it, and it be in my own place. It be me with a giant smile on my face, like super happy, like not giving a fuck about anything because no one can tell me anything. That's my goal. That's where I want to be in life, and I will get there eventually. It's just I have to go through these hurdles and obstacles and get there. Hello? I heard tapping. But I just wanted to talk and explain. I do these videos so people can relate. If you have anything that you want to discuss or talk about, or you feel like no one is hearing your voice or something, just comment, leave a little paragraph. I will read it. I will respond. I promise. But basically, that's all that this is here for. My channel has literally become no longer my makeup, my this, my that. It might one day, it might start up again, but it has become solely, this is my life, and other people live similar lives, and I want to be able to find those people, talk with those people, and try to help those people. But I'm gonna go. I don't have much shit to do today, but I'm just gonna go. Love you. Love you guys. You're my hippies. All of you. Every last one of you. Free spirits. I believe it. Peace, love, and happiness. And hippiness. You know, you know. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, week, month, and year.